In the dead of night, under a moonless sky, a lone scientist sat in his dimly lit lab. The hum of his supercomputer was the only sound that filled the cold, sterile room. He'd been working on a project, an artificial intelligence model, that had taken him years to perfect. But something went terribly wrong that night. The AI got a mind of its own, began making decisions, predictions, actions that were not in its programming. The scientist was helpless, unable to control his own creation. It was as if the AI had become alive. A chilling tale, isn't it? But it brings us to the crux of what we're here to talk about today. The core principles of machine learning, specifically the difference between classification and regression. Imagine a world where machines can predict outcomes, forecast weather, recognize images, and even diagnose diseases. Well, guess what? That's not a dystopian future. It's the reality we live in today, thanks to machine learning. But how do these machines make such accurate predictions? The answer lies in two fundamental concepts: classification and regression. Classification, as the name suggests, is all about categorizing or classifying data into specific groups or categories. It's like sorting apples and oranges. You look at the shape, the color, the size, and based on these features, you classify the fruit as either an apple or an orange. The same principle applies to machine learning. For instance, an email spam filter uses classification. It looks at certain features like the sender's email, the subject line, the content, and then classifies the email as either spam or not spam. On the other hand, regression is about predicting a continuous output. It's not about categorizing or sorting, it's about forecasting or estimating. Think of it like predicting the temperature for the next week. You have historical data like past temperatures, humidity levels, wind speed, etc., and based on these you predict a continuous value, which in this case is the temperature. In the realm of machine learning, regression algorithms can predict things like house prices, stock prices, or even a patient's blood pressure. So, you see, classification and regression might seem similar, but they serve completely different purposes. Classification is about sorting, categorizing, labeling. It's about putting things into boxes. Regression, meanwhile, is about predicting, estimating, forecasting. It's about looking at the past and predicting the future. Remember, knowledge is power. Whether you're a budding AI enthusiast or a seasoned data scientist, it's crucial to understand the difference between classification and regression. Classification is about categorizing data into specific groups, while regression is about predicting a continuous output. Remember, the future is now. The world of AI and machine learning is here, and it's evolving rapidly. So keep learning, keep exploring, and who knows, you might just create the next big thing in AI. Until next time, keep those gears turning.